Good morning, everyone. So today we're going to do a review on the Toro Titan 60-inch mower. So for those of you who don't know, this is my company here, Norris Landscaping. So I do residential mowing mostly. I don't really do anything with commercial. I do a couple small commercials, but nothing big. I bought this Toro Titan this past spring. I believe it was around April. It has been a great mower. It's always started, and I've never had any issues with it not being able to cut anything. So let's get into that. So here's the mower. I just barely hosed it down because I haven't washed it since I've gotten it, and I'm about to put it away actually for the year, because in the climate we're in, we have winter time, so snow plowing and stuff like that. But yeah, here it is. So it's, like I said, it's got the 60-inch deck. It's the iron forged cutting system, which is, I have not had any issues with this thing. It works great. It's got the Kohler 26 horsepower motor in it. That thing paired with this 60-inch deck is pretty good. I mean, there's been a couple times where it's bogged down, but not really. The times it has bogged down, I was cutting like 2-foot tall grass with it, so I can't really blame the mower, because it's not really meant to do that. So I think they classify this mower as more of a residential mower, but it is big enough. It's got a 60-inch deck, I mean, to do some more commercial mowing with it. At I do commercial mowing, but technically at residential properties. So I have put a new set of blades on it. The blades that came on it, that was one of my things that I didn't really like. They were really thin, so I bought some heavier duty blades, and then that came straight from Toro as well, and those have been great. So this has got the 26 horsepower Kohler motor, like I said, the 7000 series. I did the 50-hour service on it. Right now it's got 62 hours, 62.6. So yeah, I mean, I've definitely used this machine. Like I said, I've only had it for a year. That's way more than your average homeowner is going to put on it. They're probably going to put about 20 hours on a mower, 10 hours on a mower a year. And I put that many on it this year. Still planning on obviously using this next year. I do want to get either a walk behind or a stand on as well to pair with this unit, because there's just some properties that are steeper, so it'd be nice to have something like that to feel a little more stable on. But this thing does absolutely great on hills. Like, I'll take this mower up some hills that you look at them and you're like, there's no way you're gonna take a mower up that. But this thing with these tires, I mean, I don't love these tires because they do, when you go to spin around, they do tend to tear up some grass a little, so you do have to be careful of that. But you can mow going up a steep hill as long as the grass isn't too thick and long. And by long, I mean like if it's not over a foot, which typically you're not gonna have grass that's over a foot as long as you keep it mowed. But I did mow one property. It would take me about 3 hours to mow. It was a school, and they have some really steep hills there, and take this thing right up and down them like no problem. Yeah, and I didn't get a bagger for this year because they're on back order. So in the springtime, I'm gonna go ahead and order and buy a bagger for doing spring cleanups and stuff like that, and make it so much easier than just using a blower. So yeah, like I said, I am about to put this thing away for storage for the winter. I do keep it inside a shed during the winter time, and typically what I do with my mowers to store them, I'll take the battery out, bring it inside, keep it warm all winter, so then come spring you can just bolt the battery back in and hook up the terminals, and it should fire right up, because your battery doesn't get drained. And in the fuel, I put stable in it to help from the ethanol in the fuel breaking down and causing troubles with starting and running. Typically I don't like to keep it full during the winter time. So there's the fuel tank. I do wish the gauge was like up on the side here somewhere versus being down in there, but it's got a full tank of fuel just about, which I don't typically like to do, storing it in the winter time. But I didn't really think about it last time I filled it up, and now I don't need it anymore for the year. So it's gonna get put away, and we'll just put some stable in it and hope. I'll just put extra stable in it, and so hope that it doesn't give me issues in the springtime to start up. So the only issue I've had with this mower so far is that it's not, I don't really blame it on Toro or the brand or anything. I don't think it's their fault. I think it was more operator error. So I'd let somebody use this and get on it and go to start it up when it was cold. And instead of taking the choke and pulling it out like you usually would, they were going like this and twisting it and trying to get it to choke, which is not the way it usually pulls out. But as you can see, that cable, it just broke right off there. So like I said, I don't think that was a problem with the company or anything. It's just more of an operator error, and I got to get a new one of those. They're only about 20 bucks, so I'm not really too worried about it. But it didn't just break that one time when he twisted it. It's because after it got twisted, the cable was all twisted inside of the sleeve that it sits in here, and so it was all twisted in there. So every time you went to choke, you had to sit here and twist it around until you could get it to pull out. And then eventually it just ended up breaking pretty recently. So what I do to choke it is I just come under here, pull the cable manually, start it up, push it back, and then it's good. So I do got to order a new one of those for this and get that installed for next year. I wouldn't mind getting a chute blocker for this as well, because it's pretty annoying when the grass sprays everywhere. Once again, that was on back order, so I'm hoping to have that by the spring. Everything seems to be on back order right now. And the only other issue I had is this front tire keeps going soft. I think it's got a small hole in it. So yeah, I gotta either replace the tire or see if I can find the leak or the hole or whatever. But yeah, besides that, this thing has been absolutely perfect. The deck does not get grass like all bunged up underneath it. It all never gets like a bunch of clumps in it. And when you mow and you have the chute up, it sprays the grass out nice if it's a longer lawn, which is great, because obviously you don't like to leave windrows of a bunch of grass. So I like it when it sprays it out like that. And it does a very good job. I do mow a couple of fields actually. They're not like brush hogging fields. They're like fields that you can mow. I mow them about monthly or bi-monthly depending on the way the growing is. But this thing will just eat through a 3-acre, 4-acre field in no time, and it just blows, like I said, it blows the grass, spreads it out really nice, and keeps the lawns looking good. But like I said, I did the 50-hour service. I changed the air filter as well because that was pretty dusty because we had a pretty dry summer. Back here is where you hook the bagger in, right here whenever I get that. And then they only sell a powered bagger for these machines, which is great. That's what I wanted anyhow. And that clips right onto the side here and runs over to your belt pulley right there underneath that black cover. You take that off, comes with a new cover that a pulley sticks up through. So then you can attach a belt to run your powered bagger. I'm really looking forward to getting that. That'll make a huge difference as far as doing cleanups and other stuff like that. And it's really nice too. This center piece here just pulls right up out, and you can get to your belt if you ever got to replace it or anything like that. And the hydro motors, to unlock them, is right in the back here, down under here. That right there is to unlock your hydros if it ever breaks down. Easy to get to. Eventually, obviously, I am planning to upgrade. I don't do a whole lot of mowing right now. Next year I'm going to fill up my mowing schedule a little more to get about 50% mowing and 50% projects, because that's a pretty good thing, because then you got a 50% steady income for sure, just in case projects don't come in or whatever. But yeah, like I said, we're getting ready to put this thing down in the shed to store it for the winter time. And I just hose it all off to get all the big clumps of grass off the top of the deck, and underneath the deck was all clean. I didn't even bother hosing under there, nothing, because it was all, there's no chunks. Like I said, it never holds chunks, even mowing wet grass or anything. But yeah, like I said, we're gonna get this stored, and we got to get the sander and plow ready and put it in the truck to get ready for the snow, because we do have snow in the forecast. And also get all our small hand tools put away like the weed whacker and chainsaw and stuff like that. Usually these don't stay in the bed, but they are right now. Usually they're on the trailer. I got the weed whacker rack on the side, and I usually just put the blower in the trailer. So yeah, this is our landscaping trailer, and yeah, and we'll get the weed whackers put away as well and get ready for winter. So just to sum things up for you guys, I would highly recommend buying one of these mowers. It's great, especially if you have a big residential property that you like to mow, or even just getting into landscaping and mowing. It's a great mower to start with. You're not going to have problems. At least I didn't, so hopefully you're not going to have problems. But yeah, like I said, I would highly recommend buying one of these. Getting parts is a little rough, but you can get them. You just got to make sure you order parts in advance if you know you got to service it or whatever. So yeah, thank you guys for watching, and stay tuned to see some snow plowing here pretty soon. And in the springtime, we'll get back to mowing and doing projects. So thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.